Hello, ladies and gentlemen out there watching on YouTube, and welcome to Race 30 of Season 10 of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, the voice of the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Five Flags 500 here at Pensacola International Speedway. We're getting set for 22 laps of racing at this 3-mile super speedway, and we'll see how this one turns out, but the point standings really shook up even further after Daytona. Jay Jefferson's points lead extended to 165 over Kyle Matthews, 170 over Jordan Forbes. 200 over Daniel DK, 205 over Laney Marino, 225 over both Scott Groverston and Lisa Nelson, 265 over Michael Norman, 275 over Riley Henry, and 285 over Dylan Poteet. Time starting to run out for some drivers to make some big strides, big gains to go for the championship, but we shall see how all this is going to turn out. Here at Pensacola, top 10 in the starting lineup, Daniel Voiles is on the pole, with Michael Norman next to him in second. Row 2, Charles Sanford, Rafael Leduc. Row 3, Melissa Alexander, Jesse Turner. Row 4, Riley Henry, Seth Cole. And Row 5, Ryan Acosta, Laney Marino. Let's get the Command 2 fire engines for the 5 Flags 500 at Pensacola.
Drivers, start your engines!
All 40 drivers now getting ready to roll around for the pace lap here. So yeah, I believe this is only the second time we have run the Pensacola Oval, whereas in seasons past we ran the road course here at Pensacola. So we'll see how the racing is going to turn out here as, oh, wait a minute, what in the world? Already somebody's got an engine failure from the pace lap, and it looks like it's Dylan Jacobs. There might have been a random engine failure on the part of the 42, and whoa, Rafael Fireblade, and whoa, Kyle Matthews, Lisa Nelson. Yeah, drivers were not giving each other enough room coming out of pit road because of this narrow apron that we got, but man, that's a tough break for the 41 of Dylan Jacobs. Immediately before the race even gets started, his engine expires. It's very, very rare that this happens in our 2003, where before the race even starts, an engine failure happens to somebody. But drivers are still trying to get up here to get in line for the restart, but Dylan Jacobs is probably going to end up just having to go into pit road. I don't know if he's completely done, but I feel like because of that engine smoke, he's going to end up being done for the night before the race even begins. And that is a massive heartbreak for the 41 because he was starting to try and get back into the top 10 in points. So it's going to make that climb to try and get back into contention for the championship even harder. We'll stay up to date on the 41 situation here after the first lap, and we'll see what's going to happen. But the pace car is pulling into pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, boogity, 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 let's go racing. And yeah, as you saw for a quick flash there, yeah, Dylan Jacobs is indeed done for the night before the race could even begin. So that's a huge heartbreak for that 41 car, because he was trying to get back into the groove, trying to get back into the top 10 in points to get into championship contention. So, like I said, he's got a bigger mountain to climb now. But anyways, Daniel Voiles led the first lap, but DJ Curtis now finds himself up here at the front of the field. Now, you see this crazy racing happening at the beginning of the race. That's because with how wide this racetrack is, you can make 4 to 5 wide work, preferably 4 wide. 5 wide you can make it work as long as you don't lean on somebody or come down or come up into somebody, and you would be okay. As we're seeing right here, 5 wide as Scott Groverson kind of stuck by himself in the middle top side of the racetrack. But yeah, this almost seems like a track where the big one is almost inevitable, but regardless, that's the kind of racing we're getting right now here at the beginning here at Pensacola, as now Carson Gum finds himself up here at the front of the field as he's still looking for his first win of the season and to get higher up into the point standings once more. But somehow Patrick Smith managed to get a bit of a run entering turn 3 off the middle bottom lane above the 60 of Carson Gum, but because he got no draft help, it cost him a little bit. And whoa, there goes Alyssa Drayson upside down, going for multiple barrel rolls, and continues to fly. Holy cow, she is just rolling. Oh, over the pit wall. That's dangerous. Finally coming to rest on all 4 wheels. Her teammate Joey Parkhill was in it. Jessica Shelton got a piece of it. Looks like Lindsay Snyder even got a little bit of it as well, although these guys are leaning when they shouldn't be. Back off each other. It looks, well, Ryan Acosta and Daniel DK seem to not be happy with one another right now. But wow, that might have been the wildest wreck we've seen in quite some time in the Marvel Studios Cup Series. Even the points leader, Patrick Smith, or not Patrick Smith, Jay Jefferson got a piece of that as well. But Alyssa Drayson went for a wild ride all the way about halfway through the front straightaway over the pit wall. That is definitely the worst wreck we have had all season long, but we're going to take a look at that in just a moment as Carson Gum leads the way here at Pensacola for the 5 Flags 500. Let's see what brought the caution out for the first time tonight here at Pensacola. Well, here's a look at what happened. So they were 5 wide for quite a few rows, and this is towards the back of the field. And I'm going to be curious to see where the contact starts. It looks like Jessica Shelton gets a little bit tight, getting ready to come off a 4, and she comes up into Alyssa Drayson, and then they're going to get up into the air because of that transition between the apron and the track. And because of that little hit that Alyssa Drayson got from Joey Parkhill, that was what sent this 87 car for the wildest ride all season. Maybe the wildest ride in the history of the series, possibly. As we're watching the barrel rolls unfold, and how she didn't hit that into that pit wall is beyond me. It looked like she was heading straight for that pit wall as all this was occurring. But Jessica Shelton, it looked like all she did was just go for a backward spin. Joey Parkhill got a little bit of damage. Same with Lindsay Snyder and Jay Jefferson. In fact, let me go back to Shelton's perspective to really get an idea of how all this started one more time. They were actually 6 wide right here. And yes, Shelton just makes contact into the 87, just runs her up, and then they both go for their spins. But let's count the barrel rolls for Drayson here. So she goes over... Just one moment. Alright, here we go. So let's begin this count of Alyssa Drayson's wild ride. So that's 1, 2, 3, so slow barrel rolls so far, 4, 5. So yeah, those were the slow rolls, but here comes the fast ones. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So not quite the most barrel rolls. I think the record's like 30, maybe 31. But she came pretty close to that. But that was still a vicious, wild ride for the 87 car. But that was a look at what happened right there with the first caution. So let's take you to the restart here at Pensacola. So after that first caution, besides Dylan Jacobs, Alyssa Drayson is done for the night. So we got 2 of the bottom 3 pretty much set in stone right there. 1 due to a wild barrel roll and 1 due to an engine failure before the green flag could come out. But with that said, Carson Gum is your leader. 2nd is Raphael Fireblade. 3rd is Patrick Smith. 4th is Dylan Poteet. 5th is Cole Deaver. 6th is Quentin Moore. 7th, Charles Belding. 8th, James Qualls. 9th, Jordan Lopez. 10th, Matt McIntyre. 11th is Jordan Forbes. 12th is Daniel Bouchard. 13th, Dylan Young. 14th, Lauren Marino. 15th, DJ Curtis. 16th, Henry Sanford. 17th, Kyle Matthews. 18th, Laney Marino. 19th, Lisa Nelson. 20th, Jonathan Zorline. 21st is Raphael LeDuc. 22nd is Zachary Fitzwater. 23rd, Keith Miller Jr. 24th, Scott Groverston. 25th, Riley Henry. 26th, Daniel DK. 27th, Ryan Acosta. 28th, Melissa Alexander. 29th, Michael Norman. 30th is Daniel Voiles. 31st is Jesse Turner. 32nd, Seth Cole. 33rd, Charles Sanford. 34th, William Brock. 35th, Jay Jefferson. 36th is Lindsey Snyder. 37th, Jessica Shelton. And 38th is Joey Parkhill. So I feel like if anybody's going to be off the pace, it might be the 77 of Parkhill, considering he did get a little bit of front-end damage from making contact into Alyssa Drayson. But the other drivers that were in that wreck, I think, will be fine, because they didn't really hit hard or just got barely any cosmetic damage. In fact, let's double-check. Looks like the cars with the only visible cosmetic damage are the 01, the 1, and the 77, but the 77 does have that slight buckle on the front end, and I don't know if that's going to affect his engine, but the 1 and the 01 look like they're going to be fine, still able to contend for the race. And speaking of the race, we're getting ready to get back to green flag racing. 15 laps to go, still pretty much the entire race to run, as we're back underway here at Pensacola. Carson Gum leading. Patrick Smith already looking to go for 2nd as he's diving to the inside of Raphael Fireblade with that push from Dylan Poteet. But there are a lot of drivers that are in the top 10, top 15 in points that are trying to gain all they can in hopes of staying in contention. Like Poteet, for example, and whoa, he went really far down trying to go to the bottom, and it looked like Quentin Moore was going to maybe help him, but Poteet just goes up high. But Poteet's still got that run as he's 3 wide underneath of Smith and Carson. And it looks like Poteet might have the advantage, but bit of a gap between himself and Quentin Moore, but I think Quentin Moore is about ready to catch him. In fact, yeah, he is going to catch him to kind of push him ahead a little bit here. But close here at the line, but it looks like Poteet manages to get it. And as I'm looking around, it looks like Joey Parkhill's still going to be up to speed. Maybe a tad off the pace? No, I think he's probably going to end up losing the draft. Unless cars ahead of him start to fall back a little bit, and then he could catch back up in a slipstream. But it looks like he might end up losing the pack now because he's starting to slip back just a little bit. Unless, like I said, he goes to the bottom and hope that the cars up top lose some time and he can maybe suck back into the group. But yeah, he is starting to slow. He is starting to get slower because of no draft help. I think he's officially lost the draft. But back up here at the front, we got teammates working together. Matt McIntyre and DJ Curtis were working together there. But Matt couldn't quite lead the lap. Poteet still led at the line, just barely, though, as he managed to catch a little bit of extra momentum with that push from Patrick Smith. And I think that damage I saw right there on Matt McIntyre, I think that was from the pace lap when he and Lisa Nelson got together. And I don't know how either of them didn't completely crash out during the pace lap. But they somehow kept it together, and they're still out here on the track being very, very, very competitive. Wow, what a block Poteet tried to pull on Voiles, but Voiles just had a little bit breathing room to get underneath, and now he's going to try and get the lead for himself and hope he can lead a lap like he felt like he should have during lap number 1 since he was the pole sitter for the race. But he's got his teammate Jesse Turner trying to make something happen, but Voiles does lead that lap. Does Voiles have enough? Yes, he did, to clear the 17, his teammate. So right now it's 1-2 Average Joe Enterprises, with Voiles and Turner, both drivers, still searching for their first win of the season. And yeah, I was just double checking on Joey Parkhill. Yeah, he has officially lost the draft, which is a tough break for the 77, but I did feel like that was going to be a thing that was going to happen because of the front end damage that he had. But how about Lindsey Snyder, who restarted at the back of the field, got involved in that wreck just a little bit. She's now up here in the mix looking to go for the lead for herself, and even Jessica Shelton's up here in the picture as well. But at the line, it was Turner who led that lap, and now he's going to have some breathing room to kind of block all lanes for the time being. But look at Michael Norman, who definitely knows how to get it done on the restrictor plate tracks. He's now right on the back bumper of Jesse Turner, and Michael's looking to gain as many points as he can in hopes of staying alive in the championship. Because remember, after this race, we only got 6 races left, 2 weeks of racing left in the season, and time, like I said, is running out for these drivers to really go for it. 4 wide for the lead, and look who's coming up through. Current state boy, Dylan Young, even though he's a Chicago native, he lives in Florida. He has now found himself up here at the lead, but look how quickly a move Carson Gum was looking to go, but Dylan Young's going to lead that lap. But Carson Gum's trying to get a run going, and he does get a run. To the inside goes the 60 of Carson, who led earlier and also during that caution. Oh, there we go. Another crash. Oh, and this is going to be the big one. Points leader Jay Jefferson was in it. Oh, who's up into the wall? Daniel Bouchard up into the catch fence, actually. The big one has struck. Michael Norman is in it. And whoa, Riley Henry got slammed. So too does DJ Curtis and Keith Miller Jr. A lot of drivers getting slammed into this, and a lot of top 10 in points drivers. Wowee. Trying to look around. Yeah, Jay Jefferson was definitely involved. Let me see if the damage... Doesn't look like the damage is too bad on him, but 3rd in points, Jordan Forbes was in it. 6th in points, Scott Groverston was in it. Laney Marino, 5th in points. 9th in points, Riley Henry. 10th in points, Dylan Poteet. And 8th in points, Michael Norman. A lot of drivers in the top 10 in the standings involved. 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. So the only ones in the top 10 that were not involved in any way were Kyle Matthews and Lisa Nelson. Good golly, probably the biggest wreck in terms of the amount of cars involved we have had pretty much all season. Even Charles Belding got a piece of it as well, and he's 13th in points. But once again, under caution, Carson Gum leading the way. Let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the 2nd time tonight here at Pensacola. Well, here's a look at what happened. So there was actually 2 separate incidents that took place. We're going to take a look at the first part, which is towards the back of the field, what initially got all this started. So once again, 6 wide. Really, 6 wide is a no-go because they just don't give each other enough room. And it looks like it's going to be Cole Deaver that comes up into Charles Belding right about... Well, actually, no, it looks like after the contact, Belding kind of comes down into Deaver, and then that forces the 91 up into Jay Jefferson, up into Jessica Sheldon, and into Dylan Poteet, Daniel Voiles, and then Keith Miller Jr., and that's when all mayhem breaks loose. There's Scott Groverston getting in there, Keith Miller Jr. getting turned around, Melissa Alexander involved. We'll take a look at the other incident in just a few moments as we're taking a look at all this. And then right there, contact with Matt McIntyre, Riley Henry, and Charles Sanford ends up causing them cars to get involved. And then Rafael LeDuc getting slammed by Scott Groverston as Groverston was pirouetting down the track. And there is where DK gets further involved before he gets slammed. But now... let's take a look at this wildness involving Daniel Bouchard and others, how this portion of the wreck got started. Oh, it looked like after Keith Miller Jr.'s contact, it forced them into Lauren Marino and Ryan Acosta, and then they just come up into other cars, and just look at the ride Bouchard ends up taking up into the catch fence, riding along the top of the safer barrier. And there you see DJ, Forbes, Fireblade, both the Marino sisters, Norman, Turner, all getting involved in all this chaos. And then you're going to see a couple cars go flipping over because of hard contact from drivers that were running the apron trying to avoid. Right there, Henry Sanford gets damaged from sideswiping the 42. 42 goes into the 03 just a tad, and right there, DK just had nowhere to go after that. Runs into LeDuc and Riley Henry, sending the 40 upside down. And then just the bouncing effect of Keith Miller Jr. is what sent him going upside down. And then DJ Curtis, who got slammed in the door by Michael Norman, is what sent him for a quick couple of flips. Right in the driver's side, too. That makes it even worse because you're right in that area, and right... even though Norman wasn't going fast, like 60 miles per hour, but still, it was a big hit that sent the 33 upside down for a quick flip. But yeah, we're going to have probably about half a field left in all this. Daniel Voiles, I don't know what damage he got, but he just wound up getting stuck between the track and the apron. But big chunk of the field is gone now as a result, as we've had the biggest wreck of the season by far. As let's go ahead and take you to the restart here at Pensacola. Well, after that massive crash, we got a lot of cars out of the race. And they include Melissa Alexander, Lindsey Snyder, Rafael Fireblade, Matt McIntyre, Jesse Turner, Henry Sanford, DJ Curtis, Jessica Sheldon, Daniel Bouchard, Daniel DK, and Laney Marino are the lucky ones that will be still getting points. But all the others, the other three, of Keith Miller Jr., Michael Norman, Rafael LeDuc, will not be given points. And we got 19 cars on the lead lap, 5 a lap down. And the 5 that are a lap down are Dylan Poteet, Charles Sanford, Scott Groverston, Riley Henry, and Daniel Voiles. We still got 19 cars on the lead lap, but I feel like a couple of them are going to be off the pace, and I'll figure out which ones when we get to them. But Carson Gum has led the most laps tonight because of the caution laps. He's leading. Second is Dylan Young. Third is James Qualls. Fourth, Jordan Forbes. Fifth, Kyle Matthews. Sixth, William Brock. Seventh, Lisa Nelson. Eighth, Lauren Marino. Ninth, Cole Deaver. 10th, Ryan Acosta. 11th is Quentin Moore. 12th is Seth Cole. 13th, Jonathan Zorline. 14th, Patrick Smith. 15th, Charles Belding. 16th, Zachary Fitzwater. 17th, and probably going to be off the pace, Jordan Forbes. 18th, Jay Jefferson. And 19th, Joey Parkhill. So maybe this is a blessing for Parkhill. I think he is up to speed if he's in front of and behind other cars. So I feel like he could still have a chance at a good run, but I'm not going to hold my breath for it. And in fact, he might end up getting held up by a couple of cars that got some damage, like Belding, Fitzwater, Forbes, and maybe Jefferson. But we'll find out when we get to this restart. But this is a blessing for some drivers who are looking to gain some points tonight. Pace car in the pit road. It's going to be 5 laps to go. Final 5 laps here in the 5 Flags 500. Yes, Kamikaze Games, I'm going to give you 5. But Carson Gum, who's still searching for his first win of the season after he was solidly top 10 in points in like the first third of the season, has fallen since then, but is trying to regain momentum. Currently holding off everybody. In fact, let's go back and see who all is slow now as a result. Yeah, it looks like Fitzwater and all these guys back here are going to be slow. Parkhill trying to go by to get a few spots, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. So it looks like, trying to make a count estimation of who all is up here in this lead group. I think it's 14 cars. I believe the top 14 are going to be the ones that are going to settle it out for the win here. And James Qualls takes the lead for himself. He's looking for his 3rd win of the season to tie Scott Groverston for the most wins this season. Whoa, Patrick Smith, what are you doing? Not sure if he got forced down to the apron or whatever, but he's going to hold up Seth Cole and Carson Gum for a moment there. They're hoping they can still be up in this lead draft, and I think they're going to be okay. Well, actually, some of those cars in this second group, they're starting to slowly reel in the lead pack, so maybe some of these guys might still have a chance, but they're a good distance back. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch him, but they are definitely going to try, as we're going to be coming to 3 laps to go here at Pensacola, as James Qualls looking to go for win number 3. 3 laps to go here at Pensacola, but look at Jordan Lopez right behind him, and Jordan Lopez in his final season of the series, at least for the time being, he's looking to end this season on a high note despite only making tonight his 12th start due to knockout qualifying shenanigans. Trying to look out between these 2 packs and see how far behind. Yeah, that second pack has definitely lost a lot of time, so they are definitely not going to be able to catch up to the lead draft. But Jordan Lopez to the inside. Look at this. We got 4 Dodges in the top 5 right now. Lopez, Qualls, Young, and Moore. Qualls and Moore teammates, but Young and Lopez are not. Excuse me. But it looks like Lopez going to lead at the line, and the Dodge is going to make it 4 wide for the lead with less than 2 laps to go. Time running out for these guys up here in the top 14 to make some noise. But Qualls somehow managed to use the middle line to get momentum and then hold off the bottom. And now Qualls gets the lead back. He's just trying to hold everybody off for another lap and a half or so, and he will be a happy camper to say the least. He knows how to win at Pensacola, but that was the road course. Or no, I'm thinking of Denver, excuse me. The Denver road course. But we're getting ready to come to the white flag. Qualls, he's just trying to hold off everybody as much as he can. But drivers looking to formulate a final stride plan to really go for it. And the white flag is about to be displayed. White flag is out here at Pensacola for James Qualls. But look at Jordan Lopez going to try and go to the bottom to make a move. And he is there. It is side by side for the lead between Qualls and Lopez. But here comes Zorline, Lauren Marino, a couple others trying to work their magic up here at the front of the field. But right now, Jordan Lopez trying to run the bottom to get the lead, but Lauren Marino to the inside. Although James Qualls got a bit of a run off of turn 2, still side by side between Lopez and Qualls. Qualls trying to hope that he can use the momentum he can get off the top side, and he's getting that momentum push from his teammate Quentin Moore. It's going to be a drag race here at the line. Either way you slice, as we're coming out of turn number 4. Checkered flag waving. 3rd win of the season. James Qualls wins the 5 Flags 500 at Pensacola in a chaotic race, to say the least. And Qualls, utilizing help from his teammate, made the move on the top side to get the lead back, and he gets his 3rd win of the season, and he gets it at one of the biggest tracks we go to. Great job for the 70 car. And this will no doubt help him get back into championship contention a little bit, as He definitely took advantage of all the wrecking that took place. So great run for that 70 car. But let's look at the rest of the results. Jordan Lopez so close to picking up a win here tonight, but still best run of the season for him, finishing in second. Quentin Moore, best run of the season for him, finishing third. Lauren Marino with a really good run here tonight, finishing in fourth. And Lisa Nelson, who is another one, who's one of the drivers in the top 10 in points, that's definitely going to get a big gain in the standings as she finishes in fifth. Jonathan Zorling with another top 10. That's his 13th top 10 of the season, most of anybody, finishing sixth. Cole Deaver, much needed good run in seventh. Dylan Young with a solid performance in eighth. Solid run of ninth for Kyle Matthews, as that'll help him get closer to the points lead. And Patrick Smith with only his second top 10 finish of the season, finishing 10th. Then there's your top 20, top 30, and the bottom 5 for this week was Keith Miller Jr., Michael Norman, Rafael LeDuc, Alyssa Drayson, and Dylan Jacobs before the green flag even flew. But that does it for our coverage here tonight at Pensacola for the Five Flags 500. 6 more races to go before the end of the season and crowning a new champion. But until then, here is Qualls' victory burnout in the point standings. And this is Levi McIntyre signing off.